I was with my foster mom from 2 days old until I was 15. I came back into care at 15.
I was in care for about 3 years, and then I was adopted about 2 months before my 18th birthday.
I was taking care of my siblings from like 7 years old. My mom wasn't home all the time. I was raising them like they were my own kids, For like 5 years, I was doing that every day.
I'm the eldest of 6 and been involved with Child Protective Services, watching me and my siblings being snatched from my mom because she struggled with drug abuse.
Within 6 months of me being adopted, my adoptive parents got divorced. So it was like I kind of just aged out of care, and then I lost some of the benefits of being in foster care.
And I was in group homes, different group homes. And then I was in IOPs, different IOPs. It's something that I'm too comfortable in to the point where now, reality is hard.
Kids in care, they struggle, whether it's medically, academic-wise, health-wise.
We make up a lot of statistics, and it's mostly the bad ones. Pregnancy, incarceration, those are the 2 biggest ones. Every single girl that my sister and I lived with ended up pregnant before the age of 18. They're just repeating the cycle that they were in. And I'm like, that really hurts.
Those things happen, it's the reality, but how do I not live that experience as an adult? How do I help someone else? How do I help the system really say, how do we help parents?
Being in foster care is like a completely different world, and there's not a lot of people you can talk to about it because they don't understand. It just seems like a foreign language.
I think policymakers miss that authentic voice. It's almost like learning how to drive a car. You could go to the class all you want, you could study that book all you want, but until you actually get out there on the road, it's a totally different thing. These kids have been out there on the road and they know how to drive that car.
Same individuals that work for the child welfare system may never have had to apply for welfare. They may never have had an experience with the welfare system. They may never have been a foster parent.
I think it was one case that I was actually looking over where everybody's had meetings about this youth for like a few years until somebody said, "Have we actually seen this youth?" And nobody knew where the youth was. And that is a big issue. If you're having this whole meeting about a young person, but you have never seen that young person, how are you actually making the right decisions?
Yeah, this thing happened, but do you understand why it happened? Do you understand why this child was upset? Do you understand that they needed this thing that they didn't understand that they needed? You just seeing this as like a freak out, or they didn't listen, or whatever this issue you think is, all of those issues always come from something else.
Being a victim of, what my mother went through, but also not seeing her get help, and as an adult, I realized that there were systems, there were things, information that wasn't disseminated to my community, to my home. And we still want to make a difference. We still want to say we're not just people who need the system. We are communities fighting and we need help. And this is what we think.
I wanted to join the Youth Advisory Board to give back, like I said, to people that's going through it. I still talk to a lot of people that's in my group homes and that's in my IOPs, and I see how it has an impact on them and how it has an impact on me.
Why I wanted to join was because I have siblings that are underneath me. I'm gonna be out of care soon, but they're gonna still be here. So if I can help change some rules or make newer rules to help them get through it smoother than I do.
I think the special sauce is that all of us are former foster youth. And the thing that we all keep coming back to is that we thought we were the only ones struggling with these things while we were in care.
It's like a family, it's like you sitting in a room full of people that's been through similar things you have, and it's like you just feel so comfortable talking to them. And it's like, oh my goodness, you went through that too? Like, oh my gosh, like I'm not the only one.
We see that we're having these common things that we were struggling with what can we do now to help future youth or youth in care right now where that won't be as much of an issue, or we can address it so we can cut it out entirely.
The Parent Advisory Board is a group of parents that definitely want to make sure that we are able to give information to DFACS to support the children that are abused, neglected, but also be the voice for the parent that prior to them going into the welfare system.
I get to work with a foster mom, a foster parent, parents who have lost a child, who've been accused of hurting their child. You know, it's so many different levels of experience. We are coming together and we have a why. And our why includes our experience, but it also includes how can we be a part of helping our leaders and the frontline workers.
Being at the table with those decision makers and being able to say, this is my personal experience. This is how I felt. This is the process. This is what I had to go through. It makes a difference.
Like, I don't know, I don't have all the answers, but I believe that our kids are the future. And I believe that we have to figure out a way to bring all that together.
It's so many of us advocates that are out there fighting for them. That's what gives me hope, is that each one of us is going to reach one person, and then somebody else is going to reach another person.
In the system, I think that the heart is experience. I just strongly believe that it's experience.
They have the heart and they want to see the change. A lot of times, some of the things that they're working on, in the long run, it won't affect them directly. Just like any of the great leaders like Martin Luther King or Malcolm X, they knew that the changes that they were doing at that time, it's not really going to affect them. It's going to affect those that's coming behind them to make the system better.